I'm Duff McCutcheon with HR Today at the HRPA 2016 Annual Conference. I'm here with Marianne Baynton, Program Director at the Great West Life Center for Mental Health in the Workplace. Welcome.
Thanks, Duff. How are you?
Very well.
Good.
Now, I heard a radio ad recently that has two people talking about a colleague with a mental health issue. In the first instance, they're very bitter and angry about increased workload. In the second, they're very supportive. What can workplaces do to change attitudes about mental health in the workplace?
Not place a burden on the coworkers. There are ways to help people access resources, get the help that they need. There's also ways to help them to not have to leave the workplace, to be able to stay a contributing member even if they're dealing with a mental illness like depression or anxiety. So resentment when we have to take on the load is human nature, but there's lots of things that workplaces can do to help that individual who may be struggling with mental health to be able to remain in the workplace and remain contributing.
What are some of those things?
Well, a lot of it is really being able to understand what that person needs to be able to do their job in spite of what they're dealing with. So some people will say, well, what I need is to have more of my instructions in writing because I'm having a hard time concentrating. Some people will say, I need to get feedback in a certain way because every time I'm criticized, I seem to get triggered and it makes it worse for me. The idea is there isn't a cookie cutter approach to this. You need to ask. We were just talking today about a resource that's free that's called Supporting Employee Success that actually walks you through having these conversations in a way that doesn't get into the medical, it doesn't get into the diagnosis. It's really talking about how can I support you to be successful in your job even though you may be dealing with stress, distress, or mental illness.
Okay. What other resources are available to workplaces and HR professionals to create a more supportive workplace?
There's so much, really, from really the organizational framework approach to how do we have a psychologically healthy and safe workplace, to the team approach, how do we build team resilience, how do we build emotional intelligence, social support among the teams, to the individual level, how do I manage an employee who may be struggling with a mental illness, and how do I help the coworkers to support each other, how do I resolve conflict. There's so much. All of it is on the website workplacestrategiesformentalhealth.com, and all of it's free. But the thing is, as an HR professional, you can have all these resources. You still have to have the motivation and the persistence to actually use them and implement them in the workplace.
And how can a workplace exacerbate a mental health condition?
There's lots of ways we can do that. We can have unresolved conflict. We can put unreasonable pressures and demands on people. We can have stressed out and highly pressured frontline management and supervisors. We can have people that are not properly trained for the job or in a bad job fit. Yeah, there's lots of ways we can do it. We should write a book on that. Next year is the 10th year anniversary of the center. And when we started this, people didn't even know what workplace mental health was talking about. We have come so far that human resources professionals across the country, all of your members are aware of what this is, know that it's a good business decision to go after this and try to manage it in a way that supports employees. So we're talking about it now because people are aware and they know that this is not just the right thing to do morally, but from a business standpoint, it's the right thing to do to maximize employee potential.
All right, well, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Duff.
Once again, this is Duff McCutcheon from HR Today at the HRPA 2016 Annual Conference and Trade Show.